According to the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, nearly 40,000 people died from an opioid overdose in 2016. And now that's having an unintended consequence. According to a study published in the Annals of Internal Medicine, in 2016, there were more than 3,500 transplants using donated organs relating to overdose deaths. That's up from just 149 transplants in 2000. But still, there are hundreds of thousands of people waiting for the gift of life. KIMT News 3's Katie Lang joins us live at St. Mary's Hospital in Rochester. Katie, you spoke to a patient on a transplant waiting list.
Well, that's right, Amy. I'm going to introduce you to a fighter. She's from Montezuma, Iowa. That's just east of Des Moines. Now, since birth, her heart has given her a mix of complications, and now it is a race against time as she waits for a transplant. Rebecca lives her life by numbers. She was only supposed to live 24 hours after birth. She's now lasted 34 years. In the last 300+ days, have been at St. Mary's Hospital.
Been waiting for a heart.
It's a sterile existence at times.
I can't go home. I have to stay in the hospital until I get a transplant.
It's Rebecca Imhoff's last chance at life. She's been on the transplant list for more than 2 years.
You always have to stay positive with this stuff.
Inspiration decorates the otherwise idle environment for those 300+ days.
Miracles happen.
Unfortunately, not always fast enough.
We estimate that about 20 people die each day off of the national waiting list without getting an organ.
Almost 115,000 people nationally are waiting for the gift of life. The United Network for Organ Sharing updates this site daily. You can actually search for how many other people in your state are in need of the same organ. Take this for example. Rebecca is one of 85 people across the state of Minnesota in need of a heart transplant. Bleak statistics, but Rebecca has family rooting for her.
My mom had this made for me. Underneath it, it has a heart that has a Band-Aid on it.
Amid the monotony of an ordinary day for Rebecca,
I do my walking to stay strong. I go to support group.
Support in dealing with her congenital heart defect.
Inside of my heart was just one big chamber when I was born.
Well, Rebecca looks forward to getting a new heart. She has a special visitor that brings new life into her hospital room, proving the heart is more than just an organ. You know, Amy, what's really interesting is that Life Source, a nonprofit that focuses on organ and tissue donation, says that while the number of opioid-related deaths in the Midwest are certainly up, the number of donors that they're seeing related to those overdoses are not in fact up. However, in other parts of the country, those numbers are on the rise. Live in Rochester, Katie Lang, KIMT News 3.
Thank you very much, Katie. Although Becca is on a transplant list, she is also a registered donor. To learn how you can give the gift of life, head to KIMT.com and click on this story under the local news tab.